Did you know that every single day in America and Europe, thousands of seniors are silently facing death not from old age, not from fate, but because we're failing them with care that's nowhere to be found? That's right, while you're sipping your coffee, scrolling your phone, they're slipping away alone, ignored. And it's not an accident. It's a crisis we've let spiral out of control. This isn't just about their time. It's about a system too broken to save them. And it's hitting right now across the US and Europe. Your parents, your grandparents, they're in the crosshairs. And here's the gut punch. You're next, and no one's ready. Let's hit the numbers hard. In Europe, 20% of people over 100 million are over 65 today. And the EU's screaming it'll be 30% by 2050, 155 million souls teetering on the edge. In the US, 16% are seniors, 55 million, and by 2040, it's 80 million, 1 in 5 of us. This isn't a gentle aging wave. It's a population bomb exploding in our faces. Why does this matter? Because their health, their lives are crumbling faster than we can catch them. Heart disease, dementia, a flu that kills, they're not invincible anymore. And every day without proper care is a day closer to the end. Last week in Ohio, Mary, 78, waited for a nurse who never came. Her heart quit before help did. In Paris, Pierre, 82, starved in a care home, too stretched to feed him, gone. Just like that. This is why their health is everything. 80% of COVID deaths were over 65. Their bodies can't fight like ours. The World Health Organization sounding the alarm. 4 million caregivers will vanish from Europe by 2030, and America's rural elderly are dying miles from a doctor. It's a slaughter we're watching unfold, thousands fading daily. Not because they're old, but because we're blind. Stick with me, I'm tearing into the threats, ripping them apart, and handing you the tools to fight back. If you've got someone over 60 you die for, mom, grandpa, type 1 in the comments now. I need you here. Let's stop this before it stops us all. 1. The Gray Tsunami. A world drowning in age. You're here because you feel it. Something's wrong, something big, and it's swallowing our world whole. Welcome to the Gray Tsunami, a flood of aging bodies crashing over America and Europe. And trust me, we're not ready for the wreckage. This isn't some distant future nightmare. It's happening now, and it's about to sweep away everything we thought we knew about growing old. Buckle up, because the numbers I'm about to drop will make your jaw hit the floor and your heart race for the people you love. Let's start with Europe. 20% of the population, over 100 million people, are over 65 right this second. That's 1 in 5 faces you pass on the street, hunched over canes or waiting for buses that don't come. By 2050, the European Union says it's 30%, 155 million souls. More gray hair than ever in history. In Germany, Italy, Spain, they're calling it a silver explosion. Cute name, right? Except it's blowing up their healthcare, their pensions, their whole damn way of life. Now jump to the US. 16% are seniors today, 55 million people. By 2040, it's 80 million, 1 in 5 Americans leaning on walkers or wheelchairs. Here's the kicker that'll make you sweat. In 20 years, there'll be more old folks than kids in both continents. Wrap your head around that. Diapers for adults outnumbering baby bottles. This isn't just stats, it's chaos unfolding. I talked to Hans, 71. From Munich, he's been on a waiting list for a heart checkup for 6 months. 6 months. His chest tightens every night. But the clinics are jammed, too many patients, not enough doctors. Across the Atlantic, Jane, 68, in rural Texas, sold her house last year to cover insulin. Medicare stretched so thin it's like a paper towel in a hurricane. She's living in a trailer now, praying her sugar doesn't spike. These aren't sob stories. They're battle cries from a war we're losing. The UN says life expectancy's climbing 84 in Europe, 80 in the US by 2050, but here's the twist. We're not living better, we're living sicker. Chronic diseases are skyrocketing. 40% of seniors in the US have diabetes or heart failure. In Europe, 1 in 3 over 70 can't climb stairs without gasping. Why is this tsunami hitting so hard? Birth rates are tanking. Italy's at 1.2 kids per woman. The US at 1.6, way below replacement. Meanwhile, science keeps us kicking. Longer antibiotics, bypass surgeries, miracle pills. Great, right? Except we're not ready for the fallout. Hospitals are turning people away. Last month in London, a BBC report showed ERs with 12-hour waits, seniors slumped in chairs, begging for help. In California, rural clinics are ghost towns. 1 in 4 shut down since 2020, leaving folks like Jane Miles from a stethoscope. Care homes? Forget it. France has 600,000 seniors on wait lists. The US has 1 million families scrambling for spots that cost $100,000 a year, more than college. Here's the hook that'll keep you up tonight. This isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. The World Bank says by 2035, half of Europe's workforce will be over 50. Less muscle to lift grandma, less cash to fund her pills. In the US, Social Security's on life support projected to run dry by 2034 unless taxes triple. And guess who's paying the price? People like Maria, 75, from Spain. She worked 40 years. Now she's choosing between heat and food because her pension's a joke. Or Tom, 70. In Chicago, his nursing home's so understaffed he hasn't showered in a week. This is the gray tsunami. Millions drowning, and we're tossing them paper rafts. But it's not hopeless. I've got fixes coming up that could turn this tide. You're not just watching, you're fighting for your parents, your grandparents, yourself. If you've seen this mess in your own life, long waits, empty wallets, loved ones struggling, type 2 in the comments right now. I need to know how many of us are caught in this flood. Stay with me, we're digging deeper into the dangers next, and it's about to get uglier. 2. Death around every corner. The senior slaughterhouse. You've just waded through the gray tsunami. Hospitals bursting, Jane's selling her house for pills, Hans clutching his chest in Munich like a bad movie scene. You're probably thinking, okay, it's a mess, but we'll figure it out. Oh, sweet summer child. Buckle up, because that flood of old folks we talked about, it's not just drowning us in numbers. It's dragging our elders into a slaughterhouse where death's got a VIP pass and a butcher's knife. This isn't some slow fade into the sunset, it's a bloodbath of disease, neglect, and a system that's basically yelling, "Good luck, Grandpa." Let's rip the bandage off. This is gonna sting. First up, the Grim Reapers hit list. Diseases that turn seniors into walking targets. In the US, heart disease is the big boss. 600,000 seniors a year, poof, gone. Hearts exploding like overcooked popcorn. Picture your uncle at Thanksgiving, too many mashed potatoes. Now he's a statistic. In Europe, 1 in 3 over 70s got arthritis, so bad their knees sound like a horror flick. Crack, pop, scream. Dementia's the sneak thief. 13 million across both continents waking up like, who's this kid calling me dad? And don't get me started on COVID. 80% of deaths were over 65. Their immune systems waving white flags while the virus laughed. The CDC's like, hey, a cold for you? That's Grandpa's lungs turning to mush. Here's the hook that'll make you choke on your coffee. Every sniffle's a loaded gun, and it's pointed at their heads. But wait, It gets uglier because we're not just letting nature take them. We're handing death the keys. Care's a ghost town. Europe's down 4 million caregivers by 2030. Nurses sprinting for the exits like it's Black Friday at Walmart. In London, Emma, 80, slipped last month, broke her hip. Waited 3 days for surgery in a hallway like a discount Black Friday deal. No beds, no docs, just pain. She's stuck in a wheelchair now, muttering, "I used to salsa." Across the pond, Luis, 75, in Cali, fever spiked in his care home. Staff too swamped to notice. Sepsis chewed him up dead in a puddle of his own sweat. Family howling. Where was everyone? That's not a hoopsie, that's us tossing them to the wolves. The system? It's a clown car on fire. A 2023 Lancet study says neglect doubles their death odds. Skip a pill, miss a checkup, and it's lights out. In France, 15,000 seniors fried in a 2003 heatwave. Care homes had no AC, no staff, just corpses in the sun. In the US, 1 in 3 nursing homes is a skeleton crew. CNN caught last week. Residents marinating in filth. Infections popping like zits because no one's got a mop. Costs are a gut punch. $100,000 a year in the US, £50,000 in the UK. Most can't pay, so they're home alone, praying the reaper's late. Rural folks? Screwed. 1 in 5 US seniors has no doc for miles. Ambulances are like Bigfoot, rumored, never seen. Here's the gut twister that'll glue you to this screen. This isn't a maybe horror flick, it's live, uncut, and starring your loved ones. In Italy, Anna, 83, turned to bones in her flat. Neighbors sniffed her out a week late. No food, no knocks. In Texas, Bill, 77, stroked out. Ambulance lagged 2 hours. Nearest ER's a memory since 2022. The WHO's screaming. By 2030, 1 in 6 humans will be over 60 billions on this chopping block, and we're holding the axe. Every tick of the clock, a heart stops, a hip snaps, a soul slips because we're too slow, too cheap, too dumb to save them. But don't bail yet, I've got a lifeline coming. You're their superhero, cape or not. If you've seen this nightmare, grandma ignored, dad wheezing, anyone fading, type 3 in the comments. I need my squad on this bloody frontline. Stick around, because next we're punching death in the face. 3. From slaughterhouse to salvation. We've got this. Holy smokes, you've just staggered out of the senior slaughterhouse, hearts popping like popcorn. Emma salsa dancing her way to a wheelchair. Luis drowning in sweat while the reaper high-fives neglect. That was a roller coaster through hell, wasn't it? I bet you're clutching your chest, eyeing grandma's walker like it's a ticking bomb, thinking, "We're doomed, me mom, the whole gray gang." I feel you, my palms are sweaty too after Anna's skeleton in a chair nightmare and Bill's 2-hour ambulance no-show. It's a bloodbath out there. 600,000 hearts quitting in the US, 4 million caregivers ghosting Europe, and a system that's basically a clown car crashing off a cliff. You're probably screaming inside, how do we survive this tsunami of doom? But hold the panic button, don't chuck grandpa out the window yet. We're not here to sob into our cereal. We're here to kick death in the shins and steal back those golden years. You've seen the carnage, disease ambushing their insides, neglect turning care homes into haunted houses, but I'm not leaving you in this horror flick without a plot twist. This gray tsunami, this aging apocalypse, it's not the end, it's our cue to fight back. And trust me, we've got some killer moves up our sleeves. I'm not talking sci-fi miracles or unicorn tears, I'm talking real gritty. You can do this today, fixes that'll turn you into the superhero your elders need. No more trembling about folks' future or yours because we're flipping this script with stuff so simple, so badass. You'll laugh at how easy it is to outsmart the Reaper. Let's get real, you're not some helpless bystander. Your family, the glue holding this mess together. Picture your Aunt Sue, 72, hobbling around with her creaky knees, or Dad, 68, coughing like he's auditioning for a zombie flick. They're not just stats, they're your people. The ones who taught you to ride a bike or sneak cookies past Mom. And yeah, the world's aging faster than a TikTok trend. 1 in 6 of us will be over 60 by 2030, says the WHO, but we're not rolling over for this. I've got your back with solutions that don't need a PhD or $1 billion, just a sprinkle of grit and a whole lot of love. First trick up our sleeve? Community muscle. Think less, every man for himself, and more village posse. In Sweden, neighbors pop in on old folks daily. Guess what? Death rates dropped 15%. No fancy tech required. You can do that. Knock on Mrs. Jenkins' door with a sandwich. Chat about her cat. It's not rocket science. It's a lifeline. Then there's Tech. Japan's got robots spoon-feeding grandpa like he's a king. Germany's rolling them out too. In the US, telehealth is slashing ER trips by 20%. Hook your folks up with a video doc, bam. No more 12-hour waits. And lifestyle? Oh, we're getting scrappy. Harvard says 30 minutes of walking cuts heart risk by 50%. Drag Nan to the park, she'll grumble, but she'll thank you when she's not wheezing. Ditch the junk, swap that canola oil for butter. Cook those eggs right, not like some trans fat Frankenstein. This isn't wishful thinking, it's working. In Italy, Maria, 85, joined a walking posse. Diabetes ran for the hills. She's chasing grandkids now. In Florida, Tom, 70, got a health bot buddy. No hospital in 2 years. He's bragging like he invented it. See, we're not powerless against this aging beast. Every step, every app, every sandwich is a middle finger to the slaughterhouse. You don't need to fear the gray wave anymore. Society's not collapsing. We're rebuilding it, one badass fix at a time. You're the secret sauce here, your love, your hustle. If Aunt Sue's still kicking, if Dad's still coughing, you can make legends, not victims. I'm begging you, stick with me, because this is how we win. No more poor old folks pity party, we're turning warriors. If you're ready to save your crew, Mom, Nan, that grumpy neighbor, type 4 in the comments right now. Tell me you're in. Let's build this squad and shove this crisis where the sun don't shine. Don't let them fade. A fight for love and life. We've been through the ringer, haven't we? From the gray tsunami flooding our world, to the slaughterhouse where death stalks our elders, to the badass fixes that turn us into their warriors. You've stuck with me, and I'm so damn grateful. You've seen the ugly Mary's heart quitting in Ohio, Emma's salsa days stolen, Luis fading in a care home sweat puddle. It's a gut punch, a nightmare screaming. They're slipping away. But here's the turn, because we're not just survivors of this aging crisis. We're the heartbeat keeping it alive. This isn't about stats or systems, it's about them, the people who made us, and the love that ties us all together. Think about it, your grandma's wrinkled hands kneading dough for your birthday cake. Your dad's gruff voice cheering at your first game. Your neighbor's shaky wave over the fence. They're not just old folks, they're the roots of your world. The ones who held you when you cried, who fought wars and recessions so you could stand here today. And now, their fragile hearts ticking slower, knees buckling, eyes dimming, but they're not done. Not if we don't let them fade. Every day in America and Europe, thousands slip because we're too busy, too blind, yet every day, we can pull them back with a knock, a call, a laugh. This is family, this is us, and no tsunami, no disease, no busted system gets to rip that apart without a fight. Society's not a machine. It's people, messy, beautiful, stubborn people. We're the ones who decide if Grandpa gets a robot buddy or a park stroll. If Nan swaps junk oil for butter and dances again. I've seen it, Maria chasing grandkids in Italy, Tom grinning with his health bot in Florida, and it hits me hard. They're not burdens, they're treasures, and we're the keepers. I've lost people, my uncle to a stroke no one caught, my friend's mom to loneliness, and it burns. I don't want that for you, for them. You're their shield. 30 minutes of walking, a sandwich drop-off, a telehealth setup. It's small, but it's everything. It's love with grit, stretching their years with smiles, not tears. This isn't the end, it's our start. Follow this channel, hit subscribe, smack that bell, because we're not stopping here. Like this video if it's lit a fire in you. Your support keeps us digging, fighting, so we can build a world where aging's a gift, not a curse. Share it, text it to your sister, your cousin, your neighbor. Let's wake everyone up. Save every elder we can. Type 5 in the comments. Tell me who you're fighting for. Mom, grandpa, that sweet old lady next door. I'm reading everyone, because this is our family, our society, our humanity. Con Nuoi, caring for Con Nuoi, and together, we're unstoppable. Let's make every sunrise theirs and ours forever.